Now, I don't do this often. Y'all know me and Tyler, we got a relationship, all right? But he might be cooking with this one. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And y'all know I'm here to put you on. We are back to talk Beauty in Black that aired today on Netflix. Tyler Perry is giving us a 16 episode season. This is the part. All first part 8 episodes are out today. And I'm gonna just say, listen, we got things to talk about. This video is all going to be about episodes 1 and 2. We will be back actually Sunday to do a full panel discussion. We're still watching to see how we're gonna break this down, whether we're gonna do all 8 episodes in one video or if we're gonna break it down, because there is a lot going on in the world of Beauty in Black. But like I said, I'm set. I'm invested. I need answers. I need to know. And I will say this is, and I'm not quite mad at it. I'm trying to put my finger on it, what I can say it mixes and matches with. But if you remember, there's a South African show on Netflix called Savage Beauty. So it's giving a part of that. It's giving a little P-Valley. It's kind of this amalgamation of all of these different things. But when I tell you I'm so invested in the story, and y'all know I love a little bit of mess. A little bit of mess will go a long way. And so as it opens up, we meet Kimmy, right? Kimmy and her friend Rain, and they are at this convention because Kimmy wants to get out of her current situation. At the time, we don't know what this situation is, but she wants to be eligible to win this scholarship from Beauty in Black, which is this huge brand that does relaxers. And so she's there, but she's got someplace to be. Rain does too. Rain said, this is cute and everything, but we hoes, and I'm finna go to the club and get this bag. So immediately I'm like, oh, what Tyler know about that pimping? What does Tyler know about that pimping? But apparently he knows a little bit, right? So she's there as long as she can be, but she's got to go to the club because is some pimping going on, and she's one of them girls. And so long story short, we find out that both Rain and Kimmy are indebted to this man, Jules, who runs this strip club because they became mules. I know. Random long story. They were both had a troubled childhood, apparently. We do get to see a little bit of Kimmy's backstory, and we discover that her mother's boyfriend or husband was abusing her, and the mother decided to stay with the man. And so she had to get out. I believe she was 17, gonna be 18. She had no place to go. Her mama just left her for dead. Left her to the streets. She is in a big, I don't know if it was like a Walmart or like a Best Buy, but she was in one of those stores' bathrooms, and Rain finds her and is basically like, I'm about to go on this money-making mission. You don't have to do it, but we could get 5 bands apiece, okay? She goes on it, gets caught up. Jules turns out to be the police officer who was arresting them, and he in turn basically makes them sex slaves. He's a trafficker, okay? So basically they have to work there until their debt's paid off. So after she's entered the scholarship thing, she won't find out till midnight. So she has to go to work, and we meet Body. Body is hell on wheels. I think Body was channeling old girl from the Players Club, not Diamond, but Ronnie. You know what I mean? It's a newer version, less fine version of Ronnie, in my opinion. And so she running the girls. We see the mama from Divorce in the Black. She's like ultimate madam, but Body is the bottom B. So she feels like she runs everything, all right? We also see that Rain isn't pleased with her Body, and Body is like, hey, I'm gonna send somebody to get you together, get your titties done, get your booty done, and that person is no other than T.S. Madison, okay? So they do this botched where they're using spray paint and can. I don't know what they injected that lady with. I don't know what they injected her with, but it was something all powerful because she was leaking, and they don't want her to call the people to send her to the hospital, but you know, she got to do what she got to do, because at the end of the day, that's her best friend, even though the best friend is the reason why she's in all of this predicament. So she gets her to the hospital. They're mad about it. Jules is like, I told you not to do that. They got your face on camera. You can never go back to that hospital. And so now she's kind of get creative about how she's going to check on Rain. We also, during this time, meet this man, Roy. Now, Roy is a trick, but Jules works for him apparently. And so we see Kimmy in the room with him at the beginning of episode 1, and he's over it. He don't like her. He's like, get out of here. And so she gets in trouble. She goes back later that night. And he said he can't get it up for her. He trying, he going. She, while he's in the bathroom, gets his wife on the speakerphone, starts calling him daddy, because she said, listen, if I got to go through this, you need to go through this. You need to go through hell at home. And so I don't know if they're going to play into that more, if she's going to continue to be Roy's plaything. He's very mean, very violent, very rude. And now I'm kind of understanding the family dynamic a little bit. So I think we'll get more detail on that as it progresses. Well, the wife is on her way home, and we find out how nasty she is. Now, this lady looks like Erica Mena to me. And I said, oh, hell, we're in for it. And so she was the base of this whole scholarship, this $1 million giveaway to like a deserving family. She does that, gets outside. And this reporter is basically like, yeah, I see you. I know exactly who you are. I know how your relaxers were giving people cancer. And she said, that's not true. I love you all. Baby, Mallory gets in that car and she is hell on wheels. She said, that raggedy crackhead, I know she got a pipe at home. And that nasty nappy-headed baby snotting on me like it's hell. She even puts out her security and her assistant in the rain at night driving home. That's when she gets that call, baby, and she runs over a runner in the street. Runs over, gets up, looks, gets back in the car and drives off. Roy, speeding home in the rain, runs over the same person, but he picks up the body and puts it in the back of his car, brings it home. She cussing him out. Who is that be? I'm fighting, tussling, doing all the things. She's really more of the aggressor. And he goes, so you set me up, you did this to me? And she's like, look, the only reason you're in the position you are now is because your daddy loves me and I married you. If I left you today, your daddy would do X, Y, or Z. And so they're going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, this is really aggy. He takes her into the garage, opens up the trunk, and the body's in there. And so now they got to go get rid of the body. They get in the car, they're driving, but he's been drinking, and they get pulled over by the police, of course. He gets carted away. She doesn't want him to call Jules, but ultimately we have to call Jules because he's the fixer, but he's also the pimp, okay? We call him because the body, mind you, is still in the trunk, but the car gets towed away and we have to get him to retrieve it. And it's a whole thing. That's the whole other situation, this body that they ran over, but all they can seem to worry about is themselves. It's just indicative of the nature of who these people are that we're dealing with, okay? Back at the club, Kimmy has to go to work because go to work, girl. She goes to work while, again, Rain is getting her injections. Kimmy has warned her not to do it. She's going to do it anyway. We're at the club and Kimmy's like out there like, got a private dance and you better get this money. Don't run this one off. So we go in here and there's this old man and he's like, yes, right there, do the dance. He's doing the dance and he looking at the man outside. He looking at Angel, I think is the man's name, one of the male dancers, because this is a co-strip club, okay? This is a co-ed shake jump. And so he's looking at him and she's like, what, you want him? You want him? And he's like, you like what you see? And he's like, yeah. She's like, not me, him. I can bring him in here if you want him. And he got really mad, storms out, whatever. But a couple of nights later, he comes back requesting her especially. And he's like, you said you could get him for me? And she said, yeah. He said, for how much? She said, $1,500. He said, I'm on a fixed income. I got $800. She says, no. If you're on a fixed income, he'll do it for $500. You know, do it for the $5. And so he trusts her in this moment. And so now we kind of this bond forming. And I'm like, oh gosh, who is he? And so she negotiates the deal and is like, he's going to pay you X, Y, or Z. And the dude's like, you're not gay. I'm straight. Okay, I'll let him do this, but he's not effing me, just to dance and whoop, wah, whoop. And so they arrange it. They're going to meet after the club. She gets in his truck and they're just kind of in the fat and they're going to this indiscriminate location. They get in there and apparently he has a coughing fit, a seizure. I don't know what it was, but he was done for. Angel runs out. He got the bag and he apparently took more than that. Okay. He said he can't do it. He said, I could go. I'm going. See you later. And so he's like, man, will you drive me home? So she drives Horace home and we discover that he lives in this mansion. Come to find out, he Roy Daddy, Mallory's father-in-law, and this is his empire. He run LA. And I believe that's the end of episode 2, you guys. I will be back to talk 3 and 4 in another video. And yeah, I'm going to cover all of this. I'll try to get all of these videos done by Sunday. But again, I'm invested. I want to know how this relationship is going to pan out. I want to know the true state of Horace's and his kids and why they're so ornery and miserable. I want to know. There's a lot of things I want to know. I want to know more about Kimmy and her pursuits and what she's going to do. And I want to know what Jules' motivations really are. There's a lot of potential here. And so, like I said, I'm invested. I'm sat. It's very entertaining. I'm going down this path. Don't fail me. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.